Good morning. My name is Danny, and I am doing a baking challenge with my cousin Liz and some of our friends. So, we are doing it in the traditional Great British Bake Off kind of thing. And each week, we're going to do a signature, a technical, and a showstopper. So, for this first week, our signature bake is going to be any type of upside down cake. Now, I've never made an upside down cake, and my husband's favorite, as I call him, my Patrick, is pineapple upside down cake. So I am going to go with a traditional pineapple upside down cake, and we'll see how that goes. Now, I'm not timing myself like they do on the show, and then I have to get it done or whatever, but I am timing myself to see if I can do the same as they are. And then also, there's certain ingredients I could not find. Now, I could not find cake flour. So I was doing some research and I found out that to make cake flour is actually quite simple. You just take 1 cup of all purpose flour and then you scoop out 2 tablespoons of the flour. And then with that 2 tablespoons that you've taken out, you replace it with 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and then you sift it 5 or 6 times, and that actually produces the cake flour that you need. The other thing that I do is you can measure, but I actually prefer to weigh all my ingredients that I'm able to. Some things like a teaspoon of salt, things like that, you don't need to or you can't. But for the most part, I do weigh out my ingredients. Now, normally you'll see them like weighing and everything in advance when they are starting. But there are certain things that I couldn't do, like uh, the room temperature stuff. That had to be done in advance because obviously I need it to be at room temperature. And when you're baking, you should always have your stuff at room temperature. So let's get started with our first signature bake of the year, which is, for me, a pineapple upside down cake. Wish me luck. Okay, so so that's what that looks like now, which looks beautiful. It off and then I'm going to hand mix it just a little bit to combine it all. Okay, that's it. Now I'm going to mix this just a little bit here. Now I was reading
through this and it said to take the topper out of the fridge, but I actually did not do that. So we will see what happens after the bake is done. Hopefully it still comes out okay. Whenever I follow a recipe for the first time, I highly recommend watching the video, which I did not do, and reading the whole instructions to begin with. Okay, so that's good. So let me show you what that looks like. Okay. So it's been baking for about 22 minutes, and now I'm going to take some tinfoil and I'm going to tent it over top of it, and this is going to create it so it doesn't get overly brown. So hold that thought. Okay, so it's now in the oven for another 22 minutes, and then with the aluminum foil tenting it, and then hopefully by then it'll be done and I can present my end result. I'll be back. Okay, so my timer went off for 20 minutes, and once it goes off for that 20 minutes, now I'm going to flip the cake. This is going to be the interesting thing. Go ahead, Marianne. Because I've never done this before, so we'll see how much of a mess. Hopefully, it's not going to be. Here we go. Let's try to flip it and see how it turned out. So here we go. Here's my spring-loaded pan. I'm going to undo this first. Woo! Ta-da! Okay, now. Let's see. I need not to panic. Don't panic. Hot. Ah, better than I thought it was going to be. Hot. Oh, that looks beautiful. Oh my gosh, I got to show you this to you. I'm so excited. It came out so much better than I expected. Da-da-da! Look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? Yay! So excited. And the best part is that for my timer, I started it about 2 minutes late. So I have to subtract 2 minutes from myself, but I still have about 14 minutes left. So I did it within the time constraint. Awesome. Go me. Talk to you later. Bye.